people, I'm Nosh from FishOn TV. It's Tuesday the 21st of January and yes, it's our club match fishing day. Looking forward to it today. It's supposed to be a reasonable day, but having said that, it's only 4 degrees at the minute. We have had some hard frosts. I know my mate Jeff was fishing on Sunday in his winter league and they had to break the ice. We are in the depths of winter, and as I've said before, you know, fishing can be very difficult in winter. And today you're joining us at the wonderful Barnburgh Lakes at Barnburgh. Now I was told that the top lake was fishing quite well on, I forgot which viewer it was, one of my viewers. I wasn't able to book the top lake because there's an open match on that one, so we've settled for the bottom lake. Still a good lake, all the lakes are full of fish there, so we are expecting 1 or 2 fish. How many we're going to catch, who knows in winter. So I've had my breakfast, I've got to have a brecco. It's a good job I'm not fishing every day, we're about 25 stone. So I'm about 5 minutes away I'd say. It's just starting to get light, which is why I'm recording, getting longer days at last. So again, winter fishing, it won't be a lot of feed. It'll be a negative approach. See, try and work out what the fish are wanting. So we shall see you at the draw in about 15 minutes or so. So I'll catch you later. See you there soon. Ta-da. Now that's a face only a mother can love, isn't it? Look at that.
Sauce. Big 6.
Big 6, it's not 9.
No, it's 6. Look, bottom 6. If it were like that, it'd be 9. But
Where do you want to be, friend?
This is Soz. He's back again. And causing bother.
I'm the boss.
He smashed it last time, not today. Hey, you still need Jeff Vars, aka Sid James. Take 5.
That's a flyer.
It is,
honestly.
Well, there we go. Take 5. We shall see you on the line. What you got?
9.
Frank's got 9. See you soon. Right then folks, we're here, we're on peg 5. The guys have told me, who have been watching my videos actually, have said that it's not a bad peg and they've been catching dobbing bread and on maggot and 4mm soft pellet, which is exactly what I've got. But the trouble is, the dobbing is going to be a little bit more difficult because there's ice. There's ice everywhere. So I've just broke a T section down the middle, you know, going like a T shape down the middle and across, so I'll just be fishing like I did at Woodhouse Grange until hopefully the ice thaws, but unfortunately I've not got the sun on me here, so it may not shift. Soz has just had one, we're only 5 minutes in, Andy's just had one, and I'm going to get out there now, so I've just seen a little bit of movement, well, ripples through the ice, so there may be some fish out there where I'm about to go, so we'll give you an update shortly. See you soon. GoPro, turn off. GoPro, turn off. GoPro, stop recording.
GoPro, stop recording. GoPro, stop recording. GoPro, turn off. GoPro, turn off.
GoPro, stop recording. Right then people, I'm into my second put-in, and I'm just using I'm putting half a dozen micros in, tapping 2 or 3 at a time in. And I've got a 2mm soft pellet, the Sonu soft pellets. So it's virtually the same size as the micros once they've swelled up. I've had 3 put-ins. I'm just struggling with the ice, with it being a light float. Just struggling with the ice a little bit. But, oh, is this foul hooked or is it, I'm not sure that it's foul hooked or not. Oh, no it isn't, no, it just wrapped around its fin then. But that's two F1's. The first one was about £3, missed it. Wasn't quite expecting it, and the camera wouldn't respond to my voice, but it did that time. So here we go. So this is like half the size of the other one. So that's your little F1's that we're catching at the minute. The other one I caught is twice as big as that. So, and that's on a 2mm expander. So that's not too bad, is it? Soz has had 3. He's on my left, so I can keep an eye on him today. He's not shouting, get your camera over here this week just yet, because I'm only 1 behind him. Andy was in before me. So that's what I'm doing at the minute, and the tiny little bites, really tiny. This time of year, I mean, I've got my float dotted right down. It's really calm out there. I've got it dotted right down, and all it is, it's as if you've just dropped a drop of water off your finger into the pond, and that is your bite. It don't shoot under or anything. So that's why we have the floats dotted right down, because you definitely wouldn't strike at those if you had it sort of 10mm out of the water. And I know some people have got to have it that high to be able to see it. My eyes aren't the best, but luckily I can still see that. So we'll get out there again and we'll see if we can get a few more. See you soon. Right, literally that's a couple of minutes since we last spoke. And I really have got my float dotted that low. I'm sure some of you would probably want to take a shot off, but that tiny, the bite, it's like a blink. So I am going to leave it as it is. It is probably too low for me to see, but I can just about make it out. And as soon as it's like a little blink, that's the only way I can describe it, and it's fish on. So I need to get a few more of these and I can start giving Soz some stick. He's just looking at me, you don't get no expression from him whatsoever. And it's just seemed a little bit quiet elsewhere. There's only, I think, no Andy's had 2. This is my 3rd in 4 puttings, so quite happy with that. It's putting me to a mighty battle up actually for this time of year. Get away, we don't want you near our nets. It's not a bad size neither. It's a better size. So I'll give you a look at this. The other one's it's just a tad bigger than this one, and they're like blocks of ice, really are. Oh my goodness. They really are cold. So let's have a look at this bit. It's a bit chunkier, this one. Have another look at these. These are the stamp we could do with all day. They're a better stamp. So we could do with plenty of those. So that's where we are at the minute. 3 fish in 4 puttings. Get in. Nice one. What's over here? Soz wants to know what I'm catching on. Viking's helmet. Pellet. I've just told him what I'm catching on, and he don't believe a word I'm saying. Well, look, we'll show you. So look at that little 2mm pellet. And I know he's probably dobbing some bread because he had great success on it last time. But not today. Right, over and out, we'll see you soon. Right, they're giving me some right stick. There we go, look, that's the 5th put in, 4th fish. Soz just told me he's only got 2, he lost that one earlier. But we're having a bit of a crack here, he's not enjoying watching me catch these mighty fish. There's chaos on in the camp, chaos. So there we go, another one, another little F1. And it's just great sport, like I say, a little tap again on the float and that's all we're getting. So just so, if Soz does watch this video, I am using a 2mm soft pellet and feeding micros, only half a dozen or so at a time. That's exactly what I'm catching on. And what I'm doing, I'm tapping a couple at a time in, so it has like a column of bait going down. And it's unbelievable, get to the last couple and just as they're settling, the float, I just get a little tap on the float, so that's what's happening at the minute. So far, so good. See you soon. Right then folks, oh I ain't got my watch on, what time is it? Oh I can't see. We're about an hour and a quarter in I think, and I've had 5 F1's. This is my 6th. And a skimmer. And I've pretty much been doing the same. Half a dozen micros in my pot. 2mm micro on the hook, or the Sonu expander. And it's not on fire, but for this time of year I'm more than happy. That's another F1, about a pound and a bit, pound and a quarter maybe. I can't complain. I've heard 1 or 2 people saying they've had 3 bites and 2 fish, but it's just steady away for me. Soz has had 3 I think, or maybe 4 now. I think Les has had a couple of small ones. Andy's had 3 or 4. So we're in with a bit of a shout, so I can't complain at the minute. There we go, look. Tiny little pellet, as you can see there. On an 18 hook. Tricky little things to put on. So that's pretty much it. There we go, we'll just hook myself. And with the ice being as it is, I'd normally like a lot slower fall, but I've got a bulk shot there. I've got 3 number 8s, and then I've got 3 number 10s for the last sort of 12 inch, so I get a slow fall. And it seems to be working at the minute, but this ice, I've cleared it all down my edge down here to my left, that's froze over. And on my right, that's froze over again, so it's a bit of a pain at the minute. Bob's got it beautiful down there, Bob Huntington. He's got it beautiful down there, there's no ice whatsoever. And we're struggling a little bit. Keeps icing over everywhere. But, you know, the trees are behind us and we're getting no sun whatsoever. So that's the update for you at the minute. Steady away at the minute, I can't complain, more than happy. So we'll give you an update shortly. See you soon. Right then folks, here we go, this is my 9th F1 and a skimmer. I just had a little change, things just seem to not feel quite right on the pellets for some reason. I don't know if they've backed off. I have cleared the ice a little bit more, again on a T shape, and I've put an extra extension on my pole, just gone that little bit further, and I changed to a maggot, and I'm only dropping 2 or 3 maggots in with it, and I've had 3 fish in 3 puttings, and that seems to be working at the minute, but it just didn't quite feel right on the pellet line. I noticed Andy were catching on white maggot, and that's exactly what I've done. So, little lesson learnt there, you folks, especially you folks that are maybe just starting out. If you recognise that somebody's catching on something different, or it's not quite happening where you're fishing, make a change. It doesn't have to be a massive change. All I've done is, it's the same depth. I had a little plumb round. It's pretty much the same depth in the area that I'm fishing on. and I've gone right up to the edge of the tee. So you imagine it's clear down the middle and then it's clear at the top, sort of left and right, and I've gone to the left right to the edge of the ice, and I've had 3 in 3 puttings. I didn't even put any maggots in that time, but I'm going to do this time because the only way I can really attract fish is to sort of have a little column of bait dropping down now and again to create a bit of interest, and that's what I'm doing. So I'm going to put there's 4 maggots in there. Again, at this time of year, you can't overfeed it. The fish will tell you if they're wanting more bait, you'll know. So that's where we are at the minute. Well, I'll keep it recording and just see if I can get one as quick as what I have in the last 3 puttings, but curse of the camera, it probably won't happen. Now Soz, he's started catching, so has Andy. It's fairly close between us, I think. How many you had, Andy? You see, Andy's had 9 or 10, so we're pretty much the same, me and Andy. About the same. I've had 8 F1's, I think. He says they're not very big. Mine are a little bit. I've had a couple around about the 2.5, 3 pound mark. Soz has had. He said it were only £2, but it certainly looked a lot bigger than that to me. It looked more like 4 or 5 pounds. So there we go. That's just settling. Is it settling? That's 3 maggots gone in. That's just settled nicely now. This ice is causing a problem. That's the 4th maggot in. So now they're just dropping slowly down. That's the only way I can think of to sort of attract fish, because I've not got the option of having 3 or 4 swims, which is what you might do in winter. You know, I mean, some people might only have 2. I like to have like a short 10 o'clock, 2 o'clock, and a long 10 o'clock, 2 o'clock. Unless I'm dobbing, then you dob along reeds and stuff. That's still not settled quite right, though. I'm not happy with that. This ice is just not. It is causing a few problems because it's icing back over again. That's the problem we're having. So I've had to clear the ice 3 times so far. And like down my edge here, it's iced up again. I've cleared that twice. That's better. That's settled better. And Soz has just had another one. Right, I mean, I don't know how they're doing round to the right-hand corner. The maggot man, this'll suit maggot man today. He will be fishing maggot, obviously. So I reckon he'll probably be catching all right. Me, Soz and Andy, it's pretty close between us, I think. I think Soz might be just pipping it with that big one that he's just had. I've just heard him say that Les has only had a couple. Typical curse of the camera. And Andy's back into another one, so he's catching quite well now, is Andy on maggot. Well, typically, curse of the camera. We're hoping to sort of ship out and hook into them. They've been coming within about a minute and a half. But as usual, when the camera's on, and it is difficult in winter, I mean in summer, here in the summer, I could leave it rolling for 10 minutes and I might have half a dozen fish or so. When they're having it here, it can be that prolific. The great thing about Barnburgh fisheries is my car's parked to the right of me here. Everybody's got their cars parked round the back of them. It's brilliant, there's no mud. It's comfortable fishing, and it is good fishing, you know, people are catching. Which is what it's all about. But that's just typical now, it hasn't moved an inch. I'm getting indications straight away. But again, in winter, you catch a few, you can spook them. You know, they'll move, they'll back off. And that's what might have just happened there. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do, just have a quick look. I'm just going to go slightly beyond where my pellet line was. And I haven't got the option of, I'll just see if I can get, I haven't got the option of laying my bait to the right or left because of all the ice. It just don't seem to settle right. Oh, that doesn't seem to be doing too bad. That's okay. That's just that's settling nicely. So let's have a look and see if we can get one here with no feed. It's just beyond where I've been feeding half a dozen micros. No. You can't write it, can you? You just can't write it. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to put a few more maggots in there. And have that little column of bait drizzling down next to my float. So I'll just let you have a quick look at these other guys over there, look. Look at the sun that they've got. And as you can see where Bobby's right at the end there, all nice and sunny, clear water. We've got nothing like that. It's just iced over around here. So that's where we are at the minute. Quite happy with the way things are going. Could just do with a few more fish to get in front. So over and out, we'll see you soon. GoPro, stop recording. Right then, fisher people, update. I've only had one more. I've got 10 10 F1's and a skimmer. Andy's been catching quite well. I think he's got about 13, I think. But Mark told me in the office the favoured pegs 17, 18. Maggot Man's in there, and so is Mick Smith, and they are catching. I've heard they're having a very good day. So they were the favoured pegs today, and the benefit that they've got that I haven't got is I'm restricted with the amount of water I've got. It's just not thawed out around here. We've had no sun whatsoever. I've got a little bit more water left and right where I've had to keep breaking the ice, but it's not ideal, that is it, when you're trying to build a swim up and then you have to break ice again. Bites have just dried up. I was going steady away as well. Now I did have a little dob to my left. I had to break the ice about 3/4 of an hour ago again, and I had a little dob about with some bread, and I got one. But that was it, just the one. But it just seems to have dried up for me, and Soz has not had one for a while. I've gone back onto the little expander, but there's just nothing happening at the minute. I've not had an indication. The only thing I will say is I put my float out a few minutes ago. I don't know if this is right or wrong, but it wouldn't settle right, the float. So I don't know whether the shot were resting on a fish's back or something, because 2 minutes later it just seemed to settle as if a fish had just moved away. Whether that's right or not, I don't know. It was very strange. I'm thinking, why won't it settle? But that's the update. I mean, Bonzo says that that Mick Smith especially is having a very good day, and I know he drew the peg. Mark had just said that is the one. It'll take some beating, that, and he's on it, and he's competent, is Mick. So he's having a very good day apparently. But I can't complain. I mean, these are decent pegs, but like I said, we're just restricted with all this ice. So you can only do your best. So that's the update at the minute. I thought I'd had an indication then, no. So not too much to report since I last spoke to you, so I'll keep having to search around. I can't even go up to those reeds because it's just froze over again. I can't get any maggot feeders out or method feeders or anything like that. You just can't do it. So I'm restricted to the T-shape that I've created and down the edge there, which I'll have a little go a little bit later on. We might start throwing start drizzling a few maggots down there and just see if we can tempt any fish to move in. So that's it for now. I'll speak to you soon. GoPro, stop recording. GoPro, stop recording. Just doesn't do it. Right people, it's taken a while, but I've managed to snare another one at last on maggot. It's been quiet for the last hour or so. The Soz has just had one, he was saying the same, he's been quiet. And he's just had another one as well, so there we go, another little F1. So that was on maggot again, slightly to the left of the T shape that I've got. T-shaped clear bit of water. What bit of water I've got. So that's 11 F1s I've got now, so that's the latest update. Doesn't sound like we're going to be able to compete with Mick and Ian. I've just heard Bob say he's sick of watching him catch fish, so he's having a great day today, what it sounds of it, is Mick. So we might as well get back out there and give that another go. Just a single white maggot I've put on there, drizzling 3 or 4 maggots in, just to have like a little column of bait going down. 5 maggots that time. We'll see if we can get another one. So I'll give you an update. No point keeping camera going because the bites are not coming fast and furious. So I'll give you another update as we go on. We've got about an hour and 15 minutes left, so I'll just start putting a little bit of bait down on my margin, to my left hand margin. A few maggots. I'm just going to hope I might be able to get a few at the end there, so we'll see how that goes. And what I'm doing is I don't put them all in at once. That's 2 that's just gone in. I'll give it maybe 20 seconds or so. I'll tap it.
Nobody likes to see that.
Tap the remainder. No, nobody likes to see that, says Andy. He's just about to land it, came off at the net. Nobody likes to see that, Andy. So there you go. Over and out. We'll speak to you soon. GoPro, stop recording. Oh, don't stop recording then. Oh, it's in the ice. Oh, it's just come out. There we go. So that took about 5 minutes since I last spoke to you, so you might as well see this. Another F1 on single white maggot. Again, a delicate little bite. Struggled to pull the float under, but number 12. That'll do. Oh, another little F1. A pound and a half-ish. It seems like I need plenty more of these. Can we finish with a bit of a flood? Well, that's taking it down quite a bit, that actually. You can't believe that it can take it down like that when it's such a delicate little bite. There we go, another little F1. Right then folks, nice little update for you, so we shall carry on, see if we can snare a few more and build my weight up a bit more. Speak to you soon. GoPro, stop recording. Oh, it never does it, you know. Right then folks, the ice has just, in the last 5 minutes, just cleared and I can reach the reeds. I've not got a lot of space, I've got a couple of yards just to do a bit of dobbing. This is my second one. Second put in with a bit of bed on. I'm about 4 inches off the bottom in about 3.5 foot of water, and I've had 2 bites and 2 fish. So that puts me on to number 14, I think. 14 or 15, which I'm pretty happy with. Soz is very quiet though, isn't he now? I can't hear him shouting at me to get my camera over there. I think I'm just in front of Andy, and I think I'm just in front of Soz, I'm not sure. It's hard to keep track of everybody, but I'm doing okay around here. But I don't know how I want to do in the match. It's difficult to tell when you can't see anybody. All I've heard is that they're catching quite well around the other side. So it's a 6mm piece of bread, 4" off the bottom. Oh, crikey! Don't go in it. Don't go in it. And Soz has just got another, so it's pretty close between me and him. I'm not sure. It's hard to keep tabs of people when you're concentrating yourself, because the bites are, well, actually they're a lot better on this. Put it straight under, just securing my shot a little bit more. So with the dobbing, what I've got 5 number 8s, and then I've got 3 number 10 droppers. So it's a nice slow fall, and it seems to be doing the trick. So got those shot back in on. So it's the ice, all the shot moves up and down. So I'm quite happy with that. I just hope they keep coming now, because there's about 40 minutes to go, and I could just do with a few more fish with the sounds of it, especially to keep in front of Saul. I can't do with him beating me again today. Anyway, quick update for you. Speak to you soon. GoPro, stop recording. Never does it, you know. Right, folks, there's not long left. There's 6 minutes left. I think I've got about, I've lost count a little bit, 16 or 17 F1's, I think. And I've gone back on the pellet line that I had earlier, down the middle, and I didn't have any more dobbing. I've not had anything down here short in my margins, and I've just had 3 fish down the middle again, so they seem to have turned. I have 3 puttings and 3 fish, so they seem to have turned up again there. So that's where I'll be finishing the match. What have we got? 5 minutes to go, so we'll see if we can snare a couple more, and we'll see you at the weigh-in. See you soon. Fish down that left and right. Hoping so. I thought it was close. Right then, fish people, that's the end of the match. All weighed in, all done, dusted, and as you can see, it's not a bad day now. But the ice has stayed with us in that corner all day. I mean, the other guys can't complain. It looks lovely where they've been, and there was no wind, which is fine. But we could have just done with a bit of a breeze to move the ice, but it never moved until 45 minutes from the end. So we've had a nice day's fishing. I can't complain with the way I've approached it today and the way I've gone on. So as you saw, I had a few early fish. I decided to go on down the middle. It was about 6 foot deep, with a bulk shot and 3 number 10 droppers, because I wanted to make sure it got through the ice. Even though I broke it, I made like a, I think I said earlier, like a T section down the middle, and then went across left and right. So I got an option to fish left or right, but the trouble is it kept refreezing. So I had to break the ice about 4 times, which isn't ideal for your peg really. But you can only do your best where you are, and that's what me and Andy had to keep doing, and Dave Eccles. We had to keep breaking the ice, and Soz. So in our little corner there, we were catching a few fish. It was close. Soz were catching, I were catching, not prolifically, but you know, 1 or 2. I decided to go down the middle, feed micros and fish a 4mm pellet, which I didn't have a bite on for the first putting or so. So then I went on to the 2mm Sonu baits expanders, instant bite, and I think I had 4 out of 5 puttings there. And all I were doing was just putting half a dozen to 10 micros in, let it settle, and the only way I could sort of attract the fish was to tap maybe 2 at a time and have like a little column going down. I could do that with maggots or casters or pellets, and I decided to do it with the micros. It was the only way I could attract the fish in my mind. That's how I was thinking, and it worked. You know, I was getting 1 or 2 fish. Broke the ice again when it dried up, managed to nick a couple of fish on maggot to my left. I did a bit of dobbing down the margins. I nicked a fish from there, went back down the track again, had the odd fish, but it went really quiet for about an hour and a half, and then the ice started to move, so I could go towards the reeds, and eventually it completely moved in front of me. There was still ice to my right and still ice to the left, but in front of me it was okay. So I dobbed some bread at around the reeds, about 4 inches off the bottom, and I nicked a couple of fish from there as well, but that dried up. I had to go back down the track with the same approach with the micros and the 2mm pellet, and it worked. I think I had another 4 fish at the end, so 4 or 5 fish. So I've pretty pleased with myself. I ended up with 35 pounds and 2 ounce, which in winter highly delighted with. You know, you can't complain at that. So anyway, let's stop talking about my fishing day. And I'll be honest with you, I'd heard peg 18, the favoured peg. I heard that Mick was bagging, but you know, me and Andy thought, well, we might as well just try and fish for a place, because we were doing okay. Right, let's go on to the results. In 4th place, it's winter time, the Maggot Man, with 26 pounds and 6 ounce. Oh, what a mighty fisherman you are. Well done, Ian Roebuck. In 3rd place, on peg 18, very close, 33.5 pounds, 33 pounds 8 ounce, Mick Smith. So what a mighty fisherman you are for 3rd place. In 2nd place, Andy Gill at the side of me with 34 pounds and 3 ounce. What a mighty fisherman you are, Andy. Apart from breaking your number 4 section, he lent on his section. Expensive day for Andy. We don't like to see that. It's not nice. I mean, I lost a pole section here, didn't I, last time? But anyway, well fished today, Andy. You fished a good match. You've been very patient. You've not overfed it. I've watched what you were doing. Yeah, I think you did it exactly right today, mate. You've had a good day, so well done. And in 1st place, big smile on my face with 35 pounds and 2 ounces, and this week's mightiest fisherman, yours truly. Get in there. Oh dear. And the main thing is, I hammered Soz. He was very quiet today. He wasn't shouting too much today. So unlucky Soz. I'm sure he'll get his own back. So there we have it. It's been a nice day's fishing for everybody. No mud at all. If you fancy a nice day's fishing in winter, or your club, bring your club here. There's no mud. It's park your car behind your peg. Plenty of fish to be caught, and I just can't rate it high enough. It's a place you'll catch in winter, so you've got to give it a try. And thanks to Mark for booking us on, and thanks to the young man who weighed in. So I haven't had to weigh in today. He's come round and helped us weigh in. So, and he was asking if we on YouTube, and yes, you will. So thank you very much for your help. And what a mighty job he did. So that's that for today. I haven't booked anything for next week. I think I'm going to probably book Woodhouse Grange again on the Heron Pond. I've heard a few guys saying they want to do the tip fishing, so that might be one for next week. I'll try and get that booked. So I hope you've enjoyed today's fishing. Just a quick summary on maggots, soft pellets and not a lot of feed has been the key today. That's what most people have caught on, so that's just if you're visiting winter. It's down the track or at 13 metres, so they two options. That's where most people have caught, so that's just a quick note for you. So I hope you've enjoyed watching today's video, and thank you very much for clicking on my videos. If you do enjoy them, don't forget it's absolutely free to subscribe. Click the notification bell and you'll get all our videos as we upload them. So I'm going to drive home, have a pint with the boys, and we shall see you on the bank next week. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week. See you later, bye.